Okay, for our lesser game of the month for June, we're going to go with something a little different. This one is called Dangerous Seed. Now, looking at the cover, you might not recognize what system that this is for. This is, however, a Japanese import game. As you can tell from the pictures on here, it's a space shooter. However, this game is actually made for the Japanese Sega Mega Drive, which over on our side of the ocean is known as the Genesis. So you can tell the cart's a little bit different from your standard Genesis game, but this is, I believe, what your Japanese games all look like. It's a really, really fun shooter. Now, you might be wondering how I'm supposed to play this game over here in America. Well, there's a few different options we have. The first one's to pop this in the Game Genie and then insert that into your Genesis, which will allow you to play it. Your Game Genie will act as a bypass chip. Or you can play it as normal on either the FC3 Plus, the new Retron 3 that's come out that we'll be reviewing on here soon, or what we're going to use this time around to play it, a Gen Mobile using TV out cables. So with that out of the way, let's pop this game in, see how it is. Okay, here we go with Dangerous Seed, and like I said earlier, we'll be playing this one on the Gen Mobile. Go ahead and power it up here. Now it says that the game's made by Namco. I'm pretty sure that's a division of Namco, which of course made Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, along with some other classic arcade titles. Load it up and the game starts up with a pretty basic introduction. Graphically, I think it's an early title. The graphics are pretty good, but they are definitely reminiscent of an earlier Genesis title. Gameplay is just your basic top-down shooter. However, it is pretty good. You've got stuff flying around at you everywhere. If the enemy's flickering, you can blow it up to get a power-up. Most of the power-ups are speed-based. However, there's other power-ups that power up your guns, and it's based off a coloring system. You want to try to pick up the same color, because if you pick up a different color, you're going to power down your weapons. So choose which color you want to go with and stick with it. Your ship can handle 2 or 3 hits before it finally gives up and blows. You've also got a special weapon if you hit B, which fires off these homing beacons. The first boss of the first level, it can be taken down pretty quick if you fire that off. Now as you can see, the enemies come pretty heavy. It definitely gets a lot heavier in later levels. However, it's not the hardest game out there. Like, if you try something like Trigger Hard Excelica for the Dreamcast, it's definitely a lot more frantic. However, like you just saw there, you can find yourself caught in an area and take a hit. And really, the easiest way to go through is just to blow up everything before they really come up real close to you. Which really, it's just basic info for any shooter. And here we're going to show off that special attack I was talking about earlier. It takes out this boss very quickly. Of course, you see the green beacons I just let loose, and first boss is already down. Now going into the second level, it's actually a lot more difficult than the first one is to me for some reason. It don't look like you're getting as much fired at you, but at the same time, for some reason it just seems a lot more difficult. But that's pretty much Dangerous Seed for you in a nutshell. For those of you wanting to check it out, probably the easiest way is to find a ROM of it and play it on an emulator. Because it is an import, it might be a bit hard to find. But for those of you who enjoy playing the actual cartridge, you can always look this one up over on eBay or GameGavel. I'm sure every once in a while it does come up on one of those websites. Of course, if nothing else, you can always have it imported. So we'll see you next time with the next games of the month, and the next thing coming up will probably be another episode of Action 104. We'll see you next time.